What's up, guys? In today's video, we will be learning about lists in Python. So, first let's talk about what a list is. A list in Python is basically a data type, and a list data type can store multiple data types inside this one data type. So let's first talk about the syntax now. So, the syntax for a list in Python is you first give the name of the list. We can just say color right here. Color equals, then we put two square brackets like this. That's the syntax. And then inside the square brackets, you put whatever different items you want inside the list. So you could just say blue. Then you have to separate each item with a comma. You can say green, and then you can say yellow. So this is a list with some colors inside of it. And you can also have multiple different data types inside. So you could technically have like the number 10 here, or true, which is a Boolean value. But for now, we'll just stick to only strings. So basically, a list in Python will be used to store multiple or lots of info or different data types inside this one list. So now let's talk about what we can do with the list. We can always add items to a list using the append function. So to add an item to the end of the list, you can type in the list name, which is colors, dot append, which will add an item to the end of the list. And inside the brackets, or parentheses in this case, you can put quotations or just a number or whatever item you want to append to the end of the list. So for now, we can just append red, and then we can then print our colors list. And we can also print it up here so we can see the difference. We'll print colors. Now down here, we can run the code here. And here, before, it's blue, green, yellow, and then now it's blue, green, yellow, red, because the append function added red to the colors list. Now, let's say we want to remove a item from a list. Well, we have to use the pop function here. So basically, you're going to type colors or the name of the list dot pop. But before we get into the pop function, we have to talk about an important part about lists. They have something called indexing, which is basically a way of identifying each item in the list. So each item in a list has an index. And in computers, the first item always starts off with an index of 0, and then gradually increases. The second item will have an index of 1, and then the third item will have an index of 2, and so on. And you guys might be thinking, why don't computers start from 1? But this is just how computers work and process the information. So let's say we want to remove green. We will do colors.pop, put parentheses, and type in what index we want to remove. So green is the second item, and we can count 0 and then 1. So this is the first index. We can type 1, and once we save this and run this again, we can see that it's blue, green, yellow initially, which is our original list from up here. And then once we use the pop function, green is gone from this list. And then, let's say you want to change the value of one item in the list. let's say we want to change yellow to red instead of adding red or appending red. We can do colors, and instead of a dot, we're going to put square brackets and put the index of what item you want to change. So here, yellow is the third item, or the second index here. So in those square brackets, we're going to type 2, or the second index in this case. And then we're going to put an equal sign, and then type what thing you want to replace yellow with. And we can just say red. And now let's save this and run this again. And then you can see blue, green, yellow in the first thing that is printed, and then in the second thing that's printed, it's blue, green, red, because we've changed yellow to red. So that's how you use lists in Python. And a good way to practice is basically write a program where you can take input from the user and then append it to the list. And then also you can use an if statement and say if the user types in a command to delete a specific item, you can ask the index of, like the user, the index of the item they want to delete, and delete that item. So that's it for today's video. And if you like my content, please subscribe and smash the like button for this video. Thanks for watching.